Think of this as a last resort, where resources are stretched so thin decisions have to be made about who gets care and who doesn't. Now, thankfully, we're not at those extremes yet, but if cases continue to spike, well, we may have no other option.
This is the first time in my life, my career, where I've ever heard of anything like this.
For Dr. Matt Hines in Tucson, Arizona is in uncharted territory as hospital beds fill up with COVID-19 patients.
We're actually at a point where we have a record number of just hospitalized people in our state.
So all throughout the state, hospitals are trying to make more room, creating new beds or moving patients from one hospital to another, all aiming to keep the system afloat. But ASU researchers are concerned about the recent growth in cases.
A lot of people start to build up in the hospitals, and that can eventually create a tsunami.
So on Monday, State Health Director Dr. Cara Christ declared hospitals could activate crisis care standards, which, if implemented, could set guidelines on who gets needed care and who wouldn't.
What an awful thing to even contemplate.
Now, if implemented, hospitals would create a scoring system. The higher you score, the less likely you are to get care.
This is not what I signed up for. This is not what the nurses and doctors and respiratory therapists, none of us in healthcare signed up for picking and choosing who lives and dies.
Now, this scoring system would be based on factors like future life expectancy. But Hines says community efforts can help prevent the system from ever even going into effect.
Let's not get there. Let's stay home. Let's wear our masks. Let's do all the things we need to do as a community so that we don't have to be picking and choosing whose grandmothers died.
Now, we want to stress that thankfully there are beds still available. In Tucson, they're getting some reinforcements of some federal docs and nurses to increase ICU bed capacity. Also up in Flagstaff, they have beds and are accepting patients from other hospitals. We're in Phoenix. Michael Doudna, 12 News.